Lekon Khan,
Yes.
number 8, who's inside the court.
Yeah, so if you take a look at the lineup of Vietnam, parang kung titingnan mo, mas veteran sila in terms of age.
Yeah.
Kasi itong lineup ng Indonesia, they are parading a much younger lineup. This is 19. Ito nga si Agil, and then their eldest player naman is si Dimas.
In the side of Indonesia, and that's what you have when you have these formidable programs. But when I check the World FIVB rankings, Vietnam currently is ranked at 131. So
One interesting thing also to point out, we need to see who gets to minimize their errors in this game, because you know they're actually equally strong teams. So you know, minimizing your errors will be an advantage for both of the teams.
this is a moment of adjustment for them trying to find their groove here.
Kasi ano siya, first game and first day natin dito sa nandiyan pa yung adjustment nila as well as in the court.
Yeah.
Kasi even though they got the chance to train there, hindi naman siya yung full training. Parang more of a workout lang.
Yep. And of course, you don't have the lights, the crowd right behind you. If you're looking at it, we have a really good crowd here inside the Phil Sports Arena as an ops right in front of us.
Getting
Scouting
ready.
early.
Oo, zoning out na.
Yan, syempre. Kaabang-abang yung kanilang match right after this. Coming from Team Indonesia's number 3, Sigit.
Sigit wanted to take, and kahit off the block yan, ang layo ng tinalsik ng bola because he had too much power on that attack.
High flyer eh.
Yes.
As we go back to our ball game setup, they go back row. Scoring from the back row is none other than Rivan.
Yes, and he has been very effective in that opposite back row attack. On that ball was high enough to, you know, go above the blockers.
We saw that on that last replay as serve comes from Team Indonesia. Vietnam having a trouble serve. Tumidikit na or nakatikit na ang Team Indonesia.
He made a couple earlier in this set.
It seems like they're in as the games continue.
We are tied at 8.
Setup coming from Vietnam. They go back row hit. That's number 14 of Team Vietnam.
Team captain. Been effective for both squads.
So a lot of combinations we're starting to see. So it seems like our teams are starting to find their groove as Indonesia gets that. They go to a hit. Patong play kung dito to work on because it seems to be symptomatic. They go up to the open hit or opposite Rivan.
Yung mga open hits nila medyo naaabangan. So I think they really need
1 point. And we have number 18 of Team Vietnam, Vu Doc Quang. Set up. They go to the opposite side. Deny there. Tama Milang.
I think that set, which was set by the middle blocker, and in men's volleyball, madaling bantayan yung mga medyo matataas na siniset. Madali nilang nabablock, as we saw in that last play.
You being a women's player, differences between the men's and the women's, and you've mentioned dito. That's what we're trying to explain.
So women's kasi kahit mataas, may mga parang placement shots lang na makakapatay. Dito sa men's, syempre iba rin yung agility nila. So they're able to go to mga places na kahit i-placement shots mo, makukuha nila. So it's really about power. But pag nabantayan ka ng block, yun yung magiging problema. So kanila advantage talaga yung mga magbababa.
So those low fast sets ang binabanggit nitong si Mela. They set up to the open side. The cross-court kill works again for Tamamilang. I've been mentioning his name consistently.
He's feeling it in this game.
Showing a lot of heart, a lot of intensity.
Lumalayo itong dalawang, yung scores ng dalawang teams.
Walang bumibitaw. Sabi nga ng iba nating mga kasama sa broadcast team. But that hit, he was quite under the ball there, talking about Team Vietnam.
But there's a violation, I think, sa side ng Indonesia. Ito nakikita natin talagang they're really taking this game seriously, and maybe they're really looking forward to get that first gold medal this year.
Though, if you look at the trend of this Vietnam squad. It seems like there's a sign that they're starting to beef up their lineup. They're starting to have that program as they go to a setup. They go back row, denied there by Team Indonesia, Sigit and Yuda, if I'm not mistaken. We saw our first referee, Pawagit from Thailand. Serve now, coming from Team Indonesia, picked up there by Vietnam. They go up to the open side. On the other side, picked up there by Yuda. They go to a back row hit and a strong coming for Team. Tikan pa.
Buti nahabol sa 8 seconds.
Set up there, they go to the open side for Tama Milang.
Again, so far for Indonesia, yung mga open hits nila have been always angled to the cross-court side. So far, wala pa tayong nakikitang down the line. So, I think Vietnam has to adjust. They need
Vietnam starting to find, they're trying to find their group.
The setter.
Because it's a 3-point lead for Team Indonesia now.
Attack for Indonesia from that opposite side have been working wonders for their team. Kaya nahihirapan din talaga yung defenders to guard his attack.
It's quite a high leaper there.
Tsaka yung contact mataas.
The reach of Rivan statistics here.
Again, same attack for Tran Chu. Same result outside din.
Indonesia takes set number 1 at 25-20.
Their coaches taking up with their lineups from the first set, going to the second set.
And it seems like if you're looking at these two squads, it's really about a lot of creativity on their setters. As we saw, Vietnam starting it off early.
2-1 rallying his team at makikita natin yung kaninang ginawa niya na looking right and then hitting left has been very effective for him. Yun na naman ginawa niya to get the first point for his team.
Jump serve there coming from Team Vietnam. Trying to answer back. Doing so is Indonesia's Randu.
And you want to see it here in the second set.
Would you say that Team Indonesia's block press too hardly on the side of Vietnam, that they have to be they're trying to be creative with their hits?
Well, definitely the blocking of Indonesia has been intimidating for Vietnam because nakikita nga natin side so definitely na-intimidate din yung mga attackers nitong Vietnam.
As you look at this replay setup job coming from Vietnam stand, going to that.
Not over yung palo niya.
And now Vietnam starting it off hot with some attack points as Indonesia will try to answer back, and they do with Tamamilang.
And that was a great anticipation by the blocker of Vietnam. The attack of Tamamilang was too strong. So nakabuka yung block nitong ni Tutuan kahit nakatapat na siya doon.
Of Team Pilipinas after this going up against Cambodia. But we continue our ball game here as they go. It's number 12, Rivan, with a back row attack.
And ngayon, we've seen, I think, 2 points from their middle attacks. And that's good. That's the adjustment that they had to make coming in the second set.
Vietnam now serves. They go up to the open side. Indonesia, that was Sigit.
Combination attack again from the Team Indonesia. And we can see here, itong Vietnam, they attempted a triple block. Nagpatong na yung dalawa, yung open hitter at yung middle blocker. Too strong on that attack.
That was a great combination for Indonesia. On the other side, they go to number 12 who scores. Now it's Rivan who's making some noise for Team
For them, however, yung error na yun, parang iba lang yung tunog, parang hindi tumama sa kamay talaga ng attacker.
And we continue our ball game. Serve there coming from Team Vietnam. Indonesia goes to the opposite side coming from Rivan.
Bumawi itong si Rivan after his error. Again, talagang minamaximize nito ni Izar yung nagiging strength ng team nila so far in this set.
So number 9 goes out. Yuda goes out there. Entrance of a new player, number 10. That is Zulfi. Back here, Tamamilang in the second set made some noise with that cross-court kill.
And he manages to pull off a through the block hit kahit ayan nakatapat na sa setter. I mean sa blocker nitong Vietnam. It's nito ni Tamamilang.
Feeling ko pag training baka sobrang bigat ng kinakabit niya mga weights, you know?
Kasi we can see kanina nga, di ba natumba pa yung Vietnam on his strong attack. And now it has been a 1-2 punch for Rivan and Tamamilang for Indonesia.
Time
That has
out,
been the
Vietnam.
story.
From Team Indonesia, we just saw number 10 of Zilfi na kanina pa nag-iingay din. As serve comes from Indonesia, they go to a running hit. Yun, that changes the tempo a bit for two.
Ng score. Kasi kanina puro drops na nadidepensahan. Pero ito, great angle. It was a single block working well for them. Kasi ito nag-iiba na yung tempo ng laro ng Vietnam so far.
Gets a hit from the open side.
Yeah, again, a one-stop. When Vietnam focuses on a certain player, the setter of Indonesia, parang kanina Tamamilang, sunod-sunod Tamamilang, and then sunod-sunod Rivan
That's the advantage of having like Nizar,
as the setter.
yeah, as the setter, and he's quite young. He's 25 years old, or turning 25. Men's volleyball is just one of the really lucky sports that we get to see on TV.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, we have other games also being shown on our other platforms. We have weightlifting, but looking at scoreboard, Indonesia just from Rivan. So it's just a 1-2 punch from
Yeah.
Indonesia so far. Rivan or Tamamilang.
Yes. And pag nakakadikit, kanina nakadikit na 1-point disparity na lang. Pero ito, pagdating talaga ng endgame, pull away itong Indonesia. Because this has been the same story, like I said, in the first set. Pero sa dulo talaga, lumalabas yung mga veteran savvy nitong mga Indonesia players.
At alam mo kung ano nakakatakot? They're not, Vietnam is the older team if you
Yeah.
look at it average. But Indonesia is, just like in that last play, we saw those strong compared to our
Women.
situation.
Yeah.
ang
Pero we're
women's.
going
We're
there.
going there, yeah. With, when you have Brian Bagunas, when you have Marcus
Yeah.
Espejo, when you have Rana Nabdilia.
And we have a couple of players being recognized internationally.
It's been exchanges of points for these two squads. First set was a similar story, but let's see if Vietnam will change things up with their 2-point disadvantage. Indonesia just unstoppable with that last play. Let's look at that again. Nizar going up to that back row.
And ito nga si Ardian, number 3 from Indonesia, has been joining the Tamamilang rather, and Rivan. So it's really the wing hitters that's doing the damage for Indonesia. Finally, they got another point in that middle area from that middle
Substitution
attack.
for Indonesia.
Dito sa
Number 1
Vietnam.
out and number 17, Donnie Haryono in.
But right now we see the members of Team Philippines, Ish Polverosa, Kim Malabunga, Mark Espejo.
Mga naka-earphones,
Oo,
naka-airpods lahat. Nagana na
Oo.
sila. Focus.
Busy, ha?
Pre-game.
Nagka-tape na.
Control it first kapag first serve mo sa game. Kapag after timeout. So those two situations, pangalawang serve mo na, doon mo na siya parang lalaks. Service error.
They go up to the opposite side still, and Rivan connects and gets that last point.
Indonesia with set
Indonesia
number 2,
getting a
25 to
2-set
22.
advantage.
They lead this match
Rivan
2 sets to
going
none.
cross court on that last play and finding
2-1, the captain doing the damage for his team. Wala pa siya masyadong nakakatulong since.
So, kaabang-abang ko ng Team Vietnam. But so far, Indonesia draws first blood.
And, we notice a new player in the lineup for Vietnam, number 11, Tran Duc Hang.
So, Vietnam trying to has Nurmulki serving for Indonesia. Their opposite hitter. Strong, sharper jump serve pair. So maganagat Vietnam with
Mga front row attacks nila, nabablock nitong Indonesia.
as we continue our ball game. Back row attack. Nurmulki rather.
Rivan's percentage, kahiga na siya, so it was hard for him to, keep the ball down. And that attack went wide.
They go to a jump serve on the side of Vietnam. They go up to the open side. What a hit there. Coming from Rivan or Mulki.
On the first line, as we take a look at this replay, look at the leap and the contact on that ball. It was really high, and although it went all the way out.
You know what's also confusing, I've noticed, with the setter of Indonesia, Nizar? May ipit. Papunta na sa buhat, pero hindi pa siya buhat. Saktong ipit lang eh. And if you look at the way he sets, there's really that delay that really can confuse the blockers.
Blockers, because definitely when Nizar sets them up, may nalilate talaga na blocker.
And right now, number 12, Nguyen Din Nu, is put in.
Angle by Rivan. Kanina, yung mga opposite back row attacks niya is all cross court. Pero ito, yung kanyang front attack went down the line, and it was a check ball.
As Vietnam goes up to that opposite hit, and it is for Tu Tuan, who has been quite quiet here.
Sabi ni Tu Tuan, did the exact same thing. Opposite set going down the line.
Coach of Vietnam looking quite unhappy there. We're talking about Zhao Xuan Chung.
Again, the combination plays.
At the
Indonesia has really been a
technical
problem for
timeout,
Vietnam there. Yet to find a
16-11 in
solution
favor of
for the
Indonesia.
attacks of Indonesia, kahit sa net defense or sa floor defense. Ito yung smarts, because he really swiped it off the hands of the blockers.
And you know, the angle, the trajectory of the ball was going straight to the tip of the hand. So, you know, hindi makaka-press talaga itong Vietnamese players as...
Oh, the first time in this match that the setter decided to drop the ball on a second touch.
Well, it's crucial moments for Team Vietnam now, Mela, if they want to. But so far, Indonesia having that 4-point lead, the comfortable distance as they make it.
Again, Rivan has been unstoppable all throughout this match. We haven't heard doing the damage for their team. Rivan really the one stepping up.
If there's someone supporting, it's their youngest member, Haryono, but mostly it has been Rivan or Mulki. And it's not that we're taking anything away from the members of the Vietnamese squad. It's just that they seem to be not in check here.
Yeah.
Has been firing and powering through, especially Rivan.
I mean, we've seen some glimpse from the other players of Vietnam, but it is really Tu Tuan who's been scoring. Indonesia has been making.
Yeah, like I would recall the running hits from Tiu. So there's those glimpse of excitement for the Vietnamese squad, but that's the problem. Again, we now have Sigit on the side of Team Indonesia. Serving. Straight to the libero. They go to a quick on the side of Vietnam. Answered back by Indonesia. Sasagot si Rivan. Rivan went off the block. Look at that again. Perfect setup from Nizar, connecting to another senior member, Rivan.
Substitution for Vietnam.
So setting up Rivan, those excellent sets. Nakita natin yung middle blocker ng Vietnam was already laid on that block.
Set up there, going to the opposite side.
Like I mentioned, it has been 2-1. You know, stopping the scoring of Indonesia.
Tu Tuan doesn't get that across, that gets that across and finds that perfect spot.
Ito mo yung ano ng shoulder niya.
Iniwas niya.
Masakit yun.
Bali eh. Bali.
Oo. Well, it takes a lot of practice, a lot of ball control to do those kinds of attacks. Again, look at the body language of Vietnam. Every after nagpo-point to Indonesia, they look really down.
And Indonesia just keeps on powering through everything. They just demolish any obstacle that they have in front of. As we saw Tony Haryono again scoring. Tony Haryono who replaced Tama Milang in the latter part of the second set.
Definitely, it just gets better and better for Vietnam, for Indonesia rather.
So there's that their coach is giving to them, no?
Ito, nakita mo yung atake ni Rivan again?
Tu Tuan who's been carrying the load in the squad.
Yeah. And the Vietnam coach has already tried both the setters, but the tempo, we've seen glimpse the setter nagkaroon ng mga mas maraming middle attacks. Pero in terms of really generating points, and then second set, 22-25. So we really want to see how Vietnam can stay close in this game. However, attack has no blockers for Indonesia, leading them to go on the match point.
Zulfi, who did not start, but is making also his presence felt here. It is now match point situation for the Indonesian squad. Serve coming from Indonesia, overcooked there. Team Vietnam, that came from Sigit, but this is still doable. 3-point disadvantage as Vietnam goes for that jump serve. That is overcooked, unfortunately.
Costly error for the
Match
game.
Indonesia wins in straight sets, 25-20,
Indonesia wins it in
25-22,
three
and
straight
25-21.